There is a silent process that determines the quality of your next day. It dictates your mood, your focus, and even your appetite. We often treat it as a luxury, something to be shortened when deadlines loom or social events call. But this nightly ritual is not a passive state of rest. It is an active, powerful biological function that rebuilds, recalibrates, and protects our bodies and minds. When we consistently fail to honor it, we begin to dismantle our own health from the inside out, creating a fertile ground for serious diseases to take root long before we notice any overt symptoms. The evidence for this is no longer just anecdotal. It is now being written in vast data sets gathered from thousands of individuals, revealing a stark connection between how we sleep and how we live, or even if we do.
This isn't about feeling a little tired or needing an extra cup of coffee. This is about a fundamental disruption to our internal systems. Scientists have now identified a list of 6 specific and serious conditions directly fueled by a lack of quality sleep. The connection is so strong that it has become a major area of preventative medicine. The first, and perhaps one of the most immediately dangerous, is a condition affecting the very rhythm of our hearts. It's called atrial fibrillation, an irregular and often rapid heart rate that can lead to poor blood flow and increase the risk of stroke and heart failure. For a long time, its triggers were thought to be primarily structural or related to age, but new research, confirmed by a massive study involving over 7,000 participants, has shown that sleep disruption is a powerful trigger. When our sleep is fragmented, especially when the crucial balance between the deep sleep and REM phases is thrown off, it puts immense stress on the cardiovascular system. The electrical signals that govern our heartbeat can become chaotic, turning a steady, reliable rhythm into a dangerous and unpredictable one.
This same strain on our internal systems extends to our blood vessels. Chronic sleep deprivation leads to a state of sustained stress, keeping our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight response, on high alert, even when we are resting. This constant state of readiness forces our blood vessels to constrict and our heart to work harder, leading directly to hypertension or high blood pressure. Over time, this elevated pressure damages the arteries, making them less elastic and more susceptible to blockages. And it's a double threat. Alongside the rise in blood pressure, poor sleep also disrupts how our body processes fats. The levels of lipids, or fatty substances like cholesterol, in the bloodstream begin to rise. This is a direct consequence of hormonal and metabolic dysregulation caused by insufficient rest. The body simply loses its efficiency in clearing these fats, allowing them to accumulate and contribute to the plaque that narrows arteries, further compounding the risks associated with hypertension.
But the heart and blood vessels are not the only victims. Our entire metabolic engine begins to sputter and fail with inadequate sleep. One of the most visible consequences of this is obesity. This link is not simply about having more waking hours to eat. The problem is far more fundamental, rooted in the hormones that control hunger and satiety. Lack of sleep causes a surge in a hormone called ghrelin, the one that screams, "I'm hungry," to your brain. Simultaneously, it suppresses a hormone called leptin, which is the signal that tells your brain, "I'm full." The result is a perfect storm for weight gain. You feel hungrier, you feel less satisfied after eating, and your body's cravings shift towards high-calorie, high-carbohydrate foods in a desperate search for quick energy. This hormonal imbalance makes weight management an uphill battle, fought against your own biology.
Beyond the purely physical, the mental and emotional toll of sleep deprivation is profound. 2 of the most common mental health disorders, depression and anxiety, are intricately linked with sleep in a vicious cycle. Poor sleep can be a trigger for these conditions, and these conditions, in turn, make quality sleep nearly impossible to achieve. When we are sleep deprived, the amygdala, our brain's emotional regulation center, becomes hyperactive.
It reacts more strongly to negative stimuli, making us more prone to feelings of stress, worry, and sadness. We lose our ability to put things in perspective. Small problems can feel catastrophic. This emotional volatility, day after day, wears down our resilience and can pave the way for a full-blown depressive or anxiety disorder. The restorative processes that happen during sleep, particularly during the REM stage where we process emotions and consolidate memories, are cut short, leaving us emotionally raw and vulnerable.
The groundbreaking understanding of these 6 interconnected risks, atrial fibrillation, hypertension, high lipid levels, obesity, depression, and anxiety, was solidified thanks to a large-scale study published in the prestigious journal Nature Medicine. Researchers monitored a cohort of 7,000 volunteers not in a sterile lab, but in their real lives. Each participant wore a fitness tracker, a small device on their wrist that collected a continuous stream of data on their sleep patterns, heart rate, and activity levels. This approach provided an unprecedented window into the subtle, night-by-night changes that accumulate over time. The data was clear. It wasn't just about the total number of hours slept, but about the quality and structure of that sleep. The most significant health risks emerged in individuals whose sleep cycles were fragmented, who struggled to achieve and maintain the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep.
To understand why, we need to look at what actually happens when we close our eyes. Our sleep is not a monolithic state of unconsciousness. It's a carefully orchestrated journey through different phases, each with a unique and vital purpose. The first part of the night is typically dominated by deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep. This is the phase of intense physical restoration. During this time, our body releases growth hormone to repair tissues, our muscles relax, and our immune system strengthens. Perhaps most importantly, this is when the brain undertakes a critical cleaning process. A network called the glymphatic system becomes highly active, flushing out metabolic waste products that have accumulated during the day, including proteins like beta-amyloid, which is associated with Alzheimer's disease. Without sufficient deep sleep, this cellular-level repair and cleaning process is incomplete, leaving our bodies and brains cluttered with damaging toxins.
As the night progresses, we cycle into another crucial phase, REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. This is the stage where our brains are highly active, almost as if we were awake. This is the time for mental and emotional housekeeping. During REM sleep, we consolidate memories, transferring important information from short-term to long-term storage. This is why a good night's sleep is so essential for learning and skill development. It's also when we process the emotional events of the day. Dreaming, a hallmark of REM sleep, is thought to be a way for the brain to sort through experiences in a safe, simulated environment, helping to reduce the sting of difficult events and integrate them into our life story. When REM sleep is consistently cut short, our cognitive functions suffer. We struggle with memory, creativity, and problem-solving. We also find it much harder to regulate our emotions, as the unprocessed feelings from the previous day spill over into our waking hours.
The problem in our modern world is that our lifestyle is often in direct conflict with our biological need for these structured sleep cycles. The constant exposure to artificial light, especially the blue light from screens, tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. Irregular schedules, caffeine consumed late in the day, and a culture that often glorifies hustle over rest all contribute to a widespread and chronic sleep deficit. We have started to view sleep not as an essential pillar of health, on par with nutrition and exercise, but as a flexible commodity that can be traded for more productivity or leisure time. This research is a clear and urgent warning that this is a fool's bargain.
In conclusion, the nightly journey of sleep is not empty time. It is a highly active and indispensable period of maintenance for every system in our body. Neglecting it is not a sign of strength or dedication. It is a direct invitation for chronic disease. The link to 6 major health crises, from the electrical rhythm of our heart to the chemical balance in our brain, is no longer a matter of speculation. It is a scientifically validated reality. The quiet hours we spend in darkness are not a pause from life. They are the very foundation upon which a healthy, vibrant, and resilient life is built. Recognizing this and protecting this fundamental biological process is perhaps one of the most powerful forms of preventative medicine available to us all.